Hey gang, we are back and we just built the space elevator and this is kind of where the world opens up. We're still locked into having to run around and cut down trees and gather shrubs. We're kind of on our way towards fixing that. So let's continue our ramp on up to coal power. So if that sounds good, let's get this. So first things first, coal power lies, just kind of recap from the last one. We're going to research part assembly here. So, ow!
Milestone reached. The assembler can produce more complex parts, including the first project part, smart plating, which is crucial for initiating project assembly. Project parts must be delivered to the space elevator. By completing your contracted duties as part of project assembly, you will definitely be helping achieve Fix-It Company goals without any other ulterior motive. Note, humans cannot craft project parts. Do not worry about your inadequate crafting skill when compared to an assembler. Fix-It cherishes your innate human abilities, such as walking, striking objects, and commodifying natural resources.
So I don't know how many of you played through Portal 2, but there's one part where Chell is been awoken and Gladys is just jibing at her, just punching at her the entire time. And at one point she goes on a lift that's supposed to like propel her up to the next level. And she goes, "Oh, wow, most people lose weight while they're frozen, but you've managed to pack on a few pounds." She basically talks about how fat you are the whole time. Yeah, this game gives off those vibes. So now we can build the assembler, which we don't have enough reinforced plates, so let me make a couple of those, be right back. Actually, let me show you this. So the assembler can take in two parts and make a single thing. You'll notice a reinforced iron plate takes screws and takes plates and makes a reinforced iron plate. So you need an assembler to make reinforced iron plates, but you need reinforced iron plates to make an assembler. This game has a lot of things like that. So in this case, again, I could and I will eventually make this completely automated and completely efficient, but that's not really what I'm worried about right now. Again, being efficient with her power is also important. You'll notice this takes reinforced plates and rotors, neither of which we have a production assembly for. But to make 50 reinforced iron plates, or 50 smart plates, each of these is 2 per minute. We're going to need 50 reinforced iron plates and 50 rotors, and then we'll be able to build 50 smart plates. So I'm going to hand make those because for me, it just makes more sense to do that at this point in the production line. I don't really feel like rebuilding tons and tons and tons of buildings when I have the coal generator up. So I tend to do this in the early game. Other builders tend to build as much as possible as early as possible, and it makes it a faster playthrough. I kind of enjoy the ride, but it doesn't make for an enjoying viewing experience. So let's jump ahead. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I picked up some nutrients. So we are going to look at this. Nope, not the to-do list. Come here. Start the research. There we go.
This fruit, dubbed the paleberry due to its tendency to stay light in color even when ripe, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
Which it actually isn't.
This mushroom, dubbed bacon agaric due to its uncanny resemblance to raw bacon, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
And so now, once we get all this, we can make a nutritional processor and then another health thing, I believe. While I was out kind of collecting stuff, also bumped into another hard drive. So I'm going to go ahead and scan this hard drive and get that going. All right, and just like that, we have 50 reinforced plates and 50 rotors. So we're going to dump our rotors in here. There they go. And reinforced plates in there. We have a pair more than we need, which is fine. Let's go ahead and get that going. So you can see this is pretty standard. Space elevator parts take forever to make. And that is consistent across the entire line. So to get it to 50, we're going to be waiting a little while. You're talking 2 per minute. 25 minutes from now, this whole process will be done, but let's see what it looks like. So there goes our 2 smart plates, which looks like 3, but it's really 2. Okay, so while that is doing that, let's go hunting for more quartz. And in fact, I am going to make myself a miner so I don't have to hand mine it. And how are we doing over here? Empty. And empty. Are we backed up over here? Not yet. Not yet. So bring the chainsaw and I'll cut down some trees on the way. Remember when I said that at some points in the game you needed a material to make a material that makes that material? I probably phrased that better. Yeah. Blade runners are one of those things. In order to get blade runners, you have to run halfway across the map. In order to run halfway across the map, you have to run away from critters like this. And the problem is, they're quite a bit faster than you. That's one of the bigger pigs. We don't want to mess with that. That will kill us. So far, haven't died yet. Yet. Ow. Okay, let's see. Nope, didn't dodge him. Ow. Okay, this could be a problem. This could be a big problem. This could be a real damn big problem. Serpentine! Oh, I hear you coming, fat boy. Ow! Damn it. Okay, yeah, this is bad. Oh, Jesus, no, we do not want that thing getting us. Remember when I said there's... Damn it, it is after me. This is bad. This is super bad. Whoa, did they attack each other? Anyway, I'm very dead. So that is 1 death. We'll have to remember that. Mark that down for later. Whoa. That's interesting. It used to drop your stuff would be over in that box. That is very cool. Okay, so that is kind of what I was talking about when I was saying that you need the Blade Runners to get away from some of the critters in the game. But the problem is, to find the stuff that you need to make the Blade Runners, you have to bump into those critters that can outrun you and kill you. You can sneak by them, so here, I'll show you this. Never mind, he saw me. And the big boy's back. That ain't good. Damn it! Oh, God, he is right there. Poof. Yeah, so there's the little hogs like that one. Then there's the gigantic hog like that one. You can typically outrun the smaller ones. You can't outrun the big ones. Okay, Porky. Unfortunately, he can throw stuff too. Come here. Come closer. You want a piece of me? You can see my health goes up a little bit, but outrunning that guy is impossible. He is really fast. Hey! Guess that hard drive's done. Unfortunately, you can't jump over this guy yet, either. What do you need to jump over him? Blade runners. Is he gonna leave me alone now? Might leave me alone. My body is... Nope, he's not gonna leave me alone. Ooh, this could be a big problem. Where is he? Down there in the water. Okay.
Samples of unknown alien species acquired. Initial data suggests these are predators, but notably they do not have a traditional mouth or eyes. There are, however, numerous cavities on their head which could fulfill a similar function. Research the remains in the MAM to establish classification and potential countermeasures.
Yeah, that is our first spider, which I did not realize the critters would attack each other. This right here, I am not going to mess with right now with my health this low. Hey, this is new. This didn't used to slope down like that. Huh. Okay, be a little bit cautious there. Hang on. Yeah, so you recharge your health by eating food. Fortunately, this thing is not super useful, so there should be quartz around here. After all of that. Right over here. Need to be a little bit careful because there's another little place where the damn spiders can come out. Come on. Come here. Like I said, those guys don't get the benefit of the doubt. Pigs and the cows, they get the benefit of the doubt. Those things, hell no. Pretty sure the quartz is right up here. Right up here. Oh, it's got to be on top of this one. Okay. So we are eventually going to build a base over here too, but that will be kind of a later game thing.
Samples of unknown alien species acquired. Their weaponized plasma is most likely stored as a stable chemical substance in an organ close to their mouth, and only turns volatile when exposed to one of the chemical elements in the air. Research the remains in the MAM to establish classification and potential countermeasures.
Bad news. The crystal is underground, I am thinking. So I normally do not kill the cows, but for like a completion sake for the research, I'll kill one or two. Usually I'm pretty good at not killing the pigs, but in this case, they're not giving me a lot of options. So we'll have to come back to that cave when we're a little bit better armed. See if I can snag this guy without getting seen. Repairs needed. It needs reinforced iron plate or modular frames, which we haven't built yet. Thankfully, these guys are nice. And you don't get anything for killing them, so there's zero reason to pop one. Those and the lizard doggos, the little orange thing you saw earlier. All right, unfortunately, we have to sneak our way back past that big boy, which, damn, almost isn't worth it. I was thinking we would find some quartz there. I might have to rethink my plan if it's in that cave. And you'll see why when we eventually go down into that cave. Now that big boy It's right back where you... Come on. Yeah. Suck it. Oh, goddamn. Okay. Why are you picking on me? I don't hate you. Why do you hate me? I guess I did kill a whole bunch of their friends. Okay, that's fair. I earned that. Wonder if there's like a low quartz down here. Unfortunately, there's gas and I don't have a way to beat that. Are you behind me still? Quit following me, man. You guys have gotten a lot. Wow. Well, that was a fail of a trip. But we did get more wood and grass. So let's throw that in there. And we got a couple more things to research. We just need to get more quartz. So let's research this stinger. Hard drive complete. We've got fused wire or titanium wire. I like saving Caterium, so let's retry this. Fused quick wire. Again, it's mixing with copper. That one isn't terrible because there's typically more iron on the board than copper, but you tend to use iron more. So for right now, I am just going to leave this. So let's go back here. So we didn't get a hatchery yet.
The remains researched belong to an organism with 8 jointed legs, similar to the legs of arachnids but with non-standard distribution and function. Because its attacks focus on stabbing prey with the ends of their legs, which resemble insectoid stingers, they have been dubbed stingers. Stinger remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving Pioneer safety during exploration.
Pioneer safety. Yeah, I mean, they've got the gun. The most useful thing over here is the expanded toolkit, though. You can get, well, I'll show you that when we get there. Yes, this is the guy that we need. Oh, we can get that. Okay, let's get that. And now...
Research completed. Silica recipe unlocked. New quartz research available.
So now we just need to actually find a quartz node, because we can build the modular frames, but finding quartz out there now that isn't in a cave and heavily guarded is going to be a little tricky. So that's going to be our next goal. Let's see how far along we are on these smart plates. Dying took a little while, so we got 10 more to go. Yeah, so I just checked the map. And so this starting location back in the old days used to have quartz right there. I knew they had moved it, but unfortunately they reduced quartz pretty much across the board, probably specifically because Blade Runners are so useful. So I am going to put some stuff down because I will probably die on this run. There's a power slug, and I know there are hogs relatively nearby. I think there's a big one over there, so those big ones are a big damn problem until you have the ability to get away from them. Well, that's interesting. What is that?
Look through the window and witness a threat.
The astrobiologist Dr. D.M. Mercer was the first to recognize the presence and probable nature of these alien artifacts. These chain-melted state spheres are named in his honor. Each sphere emits a unique signal. Research it in the MAM to establish locally appropriate classification and application.
Interesting. And I think I am getting close to the other quartz node. There they are. The problem here is that I think these are a drop down. So again, if I had blade runners, it wouldn't be a problem. Yeah, there's one out there, which doesn't do me a lot of good, but I think there might be one right down here. Yep, sure enough. Got a spitter right there. I've got a quartz node right there. The question is, can I get to it? And then once I get to it, can I get back to base without getting absolutely slaughtered? I think I can. It's just going to be a lot of running. So, maximum effort. Behold the power of bacon. It's impure, so it'll be a very slow process, but better than nothing, which is what I got right now. Get rid of the crafting bench. Build a MAM. I am missing reinforced iron plates. Oh no, crafting bench. And of course, I pulled that stuff out of my inventory. Past me just screwed me, but that's okay. I'll have 100 from this, so I should be able to build up from it. I think I can get down from here without dying, especially if there's water down below. You can drop into pools of water and not die. I think that is too shallow. But I think I can go down right there, jump into that, go down in there, and then I can just run back to base that way. I think that's what I'll end up doing. All right, we got our 100 crystals. I do not like the fact that quartz is that rare now. That is tough. Yeah, so Unreal Engine game, so falling damage is in the game, but if you angle it right, yeah, I definitely would have died if I jumped in that. If you angle your jumps right and you can kind of careen off things and slow yourself enough, you can escape the insta-jib that happens if you're just to jump straight off. Well, we got a long road ahead of us. They really did make a pretty ass game. But I'll see you back at the base. We'll be back here eventually. Let's take out this one because we haven't fought one of these yet.
Samples of unknown alien species.
Oh, Jesus,
acquired.
they're under
It
there.
is unclear
Okay.
where on the flora
Ow.
or fauna spectrum it lies, but initial data suggests this might be a nest or an egg. Research the remains in the MAM to establish classification and potential countermeasures.
Those are the worst enemies in the game. Seriously, I will take spiders over those things. There must be another one that's kind of down below that we couldn't see. But they are very persistent. And they keep spawning and spawning and spawning. Until you blow up their nest. They'll just keep popping them out and popping them out. So if you aren't paying attention and you get one to start spawning, you might be facing like 30 bees before you realize that they're there. So yeah, bad news. Slide. Home sweet home. So let's go ahead and get that next level of research out. Well, first of all, I think we made all the silica we need. So let's check that. Quartz. Oh, I need to make myself some modular frames. Although another thing that we could look at is alien technology. We got this.
Mercer sphere analysis completed. Established local planetary signature of massage 2, AB, in the local Mercer sphere signals, allowing them to be tracked by the object scanner. Mercer spheres can also transmit data between specific.
Witness our scripture. Witness our windows. Have you come to defile our shrine? Sing us a song.
Arguing the existence of intelligent alien life. While Fixit has figured out the method, all of the original data is still untranslatable.
Interesting. Samor. You know what's weird is we haven't been able to actually use Samor to this point, so I kind of know where the nodes are, but not like I do the other stuff. And they have definitely moved some stuff. Let's make some modular frames. Oh, this is done, guys. You know what that means. That means we've got 15 smart plates in here. So now we get to do this.
Welcome to the Project Assembly Pioneer Progress presentation. Congratulations, the Phase 1 project part shipment is now ready for delivery. On delivery, Phase 1 will be completed and the distribution platform will be constructed. After completion of Phase 1, the technologies of Tiers 3 and 4 will become available in the hub. Highlights are automated power, steel production, personnel transportation, and many more. Completing Phase 2 of project assembly is your next main objective. New project parts will need to be produced and delivered to the space elevator as you have done previously. Continue to construct, automate, explore and exploit for a better Fixit future.
Ooh.
Phase 1 of project assembly completed. This is only the beginning of project assembly, the first step towards saving the day. You have performed adequately so far. Reminder, not only is Fixit saving humanity, it is saving all of Earth, including kittens and puppies. It is statistically likely that you appreciate the continued existence of kittens and/or puppies. Continue the work for their sake. Continue the work for Fixit. It is time to start the work on Phase 2 of project assembly.
I will do it for kittens and puppies. And what the hell, make some Caterium too. So we'll knock that out. Let's see. Oh, I need 100. Okay. Let's go ahead and get these Blade Runners. Oh yeah, that's right. I need to actually make the modular frames. I made reinforced plates. I did not make modular frames. All right, let's unlock this thing. Quartz, Blade Runners.
Blade Runners unlocked. Equipped to run faster, jump with greater force, and decrease fall damage that might otherwise have lowered your value to Fixit.
Yeah, they are super duper useful. I am going to unlock this too, so hold on a sec. Actually, let's get quartz crystals going because that helps with the decorations. Also very important.
Research completed. Quartz crystal recipe unlocked. New quartz research available.
You'll notice we got a car down here, which is kind of useful, but at a certain point becomes superfluous. The inflated pocket dimension is pretty useful. we'll get there in a minute. Okay, gang. Here we go. Blade runners. And you're going to see why these are super important in just a second. So now we got blade runners. Put them on our legs. Yeah. Now we're fast. Now we can outrun pretty much anything in the game. So that is why those are so important, because now it opens up the map for exploration. It does look like we're kind of running low on biomass. So we're timing this right. So right here, coal power. This is what we want. So we're going to select this milestone because we can unlock this right now. We can go out, start making coal power, and then we don't have to cut things down anymore. And that, I don't think I've ever said this before, is where this game gets really interesting. Although, hang on. Before we do that, we're going to unlock base building now because I'm going to need a platform to put the coal power on. So let's go ahead and do this first. Oh, Blade Runners, I've missed you so much. Pew, pew, pew.
Milestone reached. Several new structures are now available for improving factory organization. Foundations provide a building grid, which makes it easier to manage placement of any structure. In the event that you are experiencing amnesia for all events prior to planetfall, be reassured that memories of beloved humans and/or animals would have only been distractions from your important mission.
Hey! That looks like a place where a big spaceship would come in. Okay, so we've got that. So the next step up that we want to do is coal power, which will need 150 reinforced plates, 50 rotors, 500 cable. 500 cable should be super easy. Like I said, you tend not to go to the well on wire and cable in the start of the game. Man, does it become important for some of the later recipes. So we will definitely be utilizing it later. But for right now, let's go ahead and hand make ourselves some reinforced plates and some rotors. So see you in a couple seconds. And something I noticed as I was making rotors here is that we can now make a power shard. So we're going to do that. Come over here. Research this.
Overclocking development completed. Power shards can now be inserted into all buildings to increase input and output speed. Underclocking is also possible. Note, power consumption of overclocked buildings increases exponentially.
I think it actually increases geometrically now, not exponentially. So geometrically is ×2 each time, exponentially is times itself. So you can actually underclock. So right now, for example, this is doing 5 per minute. If for whatever reason I wanted to make that, let's say 4 per minute, then it'll underclock it to 80. If I said I want this to underproduce by 52.333%, it'll do it. But I want it at 100. So we'll leave it there. So one thing I want to point out right now, while I'm kind of doing this manually, is these recipes. So to produce reinforced iron plates, it takes 30 iron plates per minute. It takes 60 screws. If I want to make rotors, it's the same thing. So you end up having to make so many screws, which is why that compressed, that alternate recipe for screws is so important because you have the number of buildings you need to make screws. It's huge. Not as huge as your mom, but it's huge. Ew! Coal power.
Production can now be fully automated by burning coal, which has been added to the resource scanner. Water is also necessary to run the coal-powered generator and will require a network of pipelines to be transported from a water source. To assist with locating and identifying water, Fixit has compiled this guide. Water is a somewhat reflective liquid and it may have thick vegetation growing nearby. To test if something is water, try touching it. If it is not solid and does not corrode your suit, it is probably water.
Thanks, Ada. So let's take a quick look and see if anything in tier 2 is immediately useful to us. I think this probably will be. So let's go ahead and get this one out the door. So one thing we'll need when we're building coal power is we'll definitely need a lot of copper sheets because we're going to be running a lot of pipe. And I just realized we have more things to research. We got this now. We need to kill more critters in order to unlock this.
To a plant-like organism hosting the larva of the flying crab, the most mature of which hatch when threatened. Hatcher remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving pioneer safety during exploration.
And what do we do with hatchers? Oh, we kill them every single time. Here we go. Pew!
Milestone reached. Fixit would like to remind you of your contractual obligation towards efficiency. Recreational use of belts and lifts does not count towards work hours and will put you on the list. Stay efficient, don't disappoint Fixit.
Rufus has opinions about being efficient too, apparently. Okay. So let's take a look at something. Come with me on a journey. We're going to go up here. Lizard doggo. So if you look off in this direction, pick up those leaves so they get out of my way. There is some coal, if memory serves, right along here, but it's really inefficient stuff. It's like impure. It might be normal, but I think it's impure, but it'll be enough to get us started. So we're going to build right along there. Then we'll kind of have this water here to power it, because what we're trying to do is build this. So these are the coal powered generators. So obviously they use coal. They take in coal and water and produce 75 megawatts. So again, 2 of these produce, I think, as much power as all of those biomass generators combined. And the coal and the water is produced automatically. So I no longer have to do anything to produce power. All I have to do is make sure I have enough coal power generators to keep my entire factory running. And that is what we're building for. Because once we get that going, then we can start rebuilding this atrocity in an efficient manner. So let's go ahead and do that. And so, with a little bit of planning, we end up with something like this. So we've got 8 coal power generators right here. We've got 4 biomass burners to start them up right there, and you can just barely see the 2 coal miners. These are water pipes, and I'm gonna have to do this very carefully because there's a very mad, angry pig over here. Right there. But now, whoops. We'll just pretend that didn't happen. we've got 4 water producers. Now they did kind of change up the recipe on me, or it's been so long since I played this that they changed it a while ago and I just forgot, because coal power is kind of one of those early game resources. But these generate 120 water per minute, and the coal generators use 50. So it used to be 1 water generator fed 3 coal generators. Now it's roughly 2. So you can sort of see how I've set up the pipe, that every one of the pipes coming down from the water generator feeds 2, but then it kind of feeds into this overflow manifold that goes through the whole thing. So if you remember when I said that we were overclocking things and we could underclock things, we're going to underclock these so that these 4 don't produce any more water than we actually need. Actually, check that. We're not going to do that, because eventually we're going to add more coal miners. But for right now, this is a pretty efficient build. So let's go ahead and flip it on. So I've already gone and put biofuel into, or solid biofuel into these generators. And remember, they will not burn unless there's something producing in the line. So all I need to do is connect this to this whole setup, the water extractors and the coal miners. It requires 90 watts of energy. Each of these produce 30. So we're sitting at 120 energy produced by these. It should be enough to get this system rolling. So let's go over here. So we got our first coal. You can see it right there. This one should be coming up. Man, you always forget how slow Mark 1 belts are. Don't worry, we'll be speeding that up in the very near future. So the coal is making its way in. Let's see what the water's doing. And I can get rid of my reminder now. Whoops. No, build one. All right. So water, you might be wondering why I built it up there rather than down here. There are 3 rules to water that you learn in plumbing. The first is that cold is on the right, and the second is that water runs downhill. It's called head lift. So you can sort of see, as long as the water source is higher than where it ends up, you don't need to use pumps. Now, if the water source is below, like if I were to put it below this platform, then I'd need to use pumps to get it up within a certain distance. The water extractors themselves have a little bit of power in them, but they can only lift them, I believe it's 20 meters, which is a few of those, a couple of these blocks big. So you go any higher than, I believe that, you need a pump to make it go up there. And sometimes when you're going up at an angle, you'll forget that height and all of your fluids will start screwing up. With these, it goes pretty easy on you, because if the water is full up on the water extractors or on the coal generators, it doesn't really matter. It won't impact your game. There are fluids in the future that it matters a lot, and I would want to underclock things and make sure there wasn't more liquid in the system than I needed, or it would screw up my entire playthrough, or at least my entire build, and then you're sort of stuck hunting around to see what the problem is and why it isn't working. And here comes the coal, so we are going to wait until it gets here. Oh, I think we ran out of power. But belts don't require power. So, should be good there. This will keep rolling on in. Let me double check this, see what happened. Should have had enough to keep going. Ooh, out of fuel. Oh yeah, that is burning pretty quick. Okay. Hold please. Oh, do you see what I see? Look at that. Smokestacks are going up. So you know what that means. Power's back online. So I didn't need the power after all. So let's make sure that this is actually on. I don't think it is. Look at that. So it was producing 90. Now our capacity is 585. So what we want to do now is run this power line back to our base, which we're just going to truck it right up over the hill. And hopefully that doesn't piss the pigs off too much. So I'm not sure why there's a giant pig there, but there is. It seems like they have put quite a few more giant pigs. Whoop, I can hear you, son of a bitch. Serpentine, serpentine. But you can see, with my blade runners, you can actually outrun them now. So he's way less of a threat than he used to be. Now this is interesting. That's a new node, I think. One more up and we're good. This is another cool thing about this game is like most games would just cause this thing to delete. This one kind of says, okay, you're doing something stupid, but you might have a reason for doing it. So, you can't run it that long, but whatever you're doing, okay, fine, buddy. Like it wouldn't let me place it there. Okay, and we're just going to put this right up here. You can sort of see how lush this area is. Lizard doggo! You can sort of see how lush this area is, which is why I don't like destroying all of the vegetation. So we're going to put this right here. And one thing I do like doing is having one source of power come in, and I will show you why in a later build. And now all of that power down there is connected to this base, and we are now free of having to collect wood and leaves to power our entire base. And we have quite a bit more power. So let's go ahead and look at this. It'll be fine. So you can sort of see right here. This will probably even off. Probably what's happening is because the miners are Mark 1s and the belts are Mark 1s. They're not producing as fast. But you can see we will have like 645 capacity when everything's running at peak efficiency, which should be shortly. And our max construction is 214. So we can almost triple what we have here and be fine. And that is what we want. Because now what we're going to focus on in the next episode is unscrewing all of this and making it a much more efficient build. Now we can make it efficient. And now we can focus on making sure that we're utilizing all the iron. Nothing is stopping up like that. And anything that we have that's extra is being fed into something else that's kind of a cool little side part of this game. So until then, see me next time.